Italian renewable tech pioneer Marco Attisani wants to bring clean water to the people who desperately need it.
When I saw the dirty water these people, drink every day, that is not justified. Why? Just because we don't have the solution?
He believes that government and aid agencies have got it disastrously wrong with their program to build wells.
They dig wells, and they say to the world that the wells are the solution to the water issue. And it's full of bacteria.
Contaminated water is still killing over 2 million people every year, and this has become Marco's mission.
We're gonna fix it. Originally, I was born in Brazil from a very poor family. I was born in a favela. Myself and my brother had the first pair of shoes at the age of 10. I was living in the street, so I do know what poverty is.
The brothers lived in an orphanage and were adopted when Marco was 10. Fiercely determined, within 20 years he became a successful businessman. But then tragedy struck.
If you lose a brother at the age of 26, you tend to be affected by that. I think he rather want me to focus on making an impact in the real world rather than remembering him, crying for him. This is the commitment I have with him.
10 years ago, Marco turned his attention to renewable energy technology.
Ciao ragazzi!
He and his team of engineers' latest passion project is a prototype off-grid water purifier.
This is a challenge. You need to have a machine that is simple, reliable, that does not break down. You need performances as well as limited maintenance.
Today we can install the last components and then we are done.
I absolutely believe I have created a machine that can purify water by harvesting the power of the sun. It boils water. Why? Because this is the most effective method we have on Earth to clean water from any source of pollution.
The next big step is testing this machine. So this is the main challenge now.
This is some really nasty, dirty water. This machine will be put outside, facing the sun. The heat of the sun will enter into the system and is supposed to increase the water temperature. And by boiling water, we will separate water that is previously being contaminated, and we will obtain perfect drinking water. So let's cross our fingers.
After 2 hours in the sun, it's the moment of truth. The prototype produces fresh water, but it's only a dribble.
What do you think?
It's not enough. We need to improve this.
Marco's machine lacks power.
This technology requires a great amount of energy. The problem is that the flat panel needs to be turned constantly while the sun turns itself.
Once the sun moved off the solar panel, the prototype could not generate enough power to boil sufficient water.
You always discover that you didn't consider all the details that, you were supposed to consider. We have to solve it.
In Italy, Marco Attisani and his team are on a mission to deliver clean drinking water to every remote community in the developing world. They've just hit their first setback. Their prototype, a flat solar panel purifier, lacks power.
We have proven the principle of the entire system, but we still have a long way to go.
Marco wants to get straight onto finding a solution and calls a brainstorm at their local cafe.
Bravo, dai, bravo, Nicola. Whenever we have the occasion to meet together, it's always a pleasure. We are friends before even being, colleagues.
Brava! Brava!
Oh ragazzi, buon appetito.
Grazie ragazzi.
Okay, serious for a couple of minutes. Basically, guys, we need to find out another solution that allows us to, follow the sun during the day and to increase production of water.
Okay.
Do you have any idea, Stefano, how we could do this?
Si può fare.
We can do that.
Stefano is the team's chief engineer.
La soluzione che dicevi tu, Marco, cercare di sfruttare tutto l'irraggiamento del sole, cioè quindi tutto l'arco della giornata, potrebbe essere ad arco.
Ad arco, dici?
Ma la macchina è ferma, quindi prende l'irraggiamento da qua, dalle 8 del mattino alle 6 di sera.
Amazing.
And this is very interesting because it allows you to follow the sun during the day without moving parts. This affects dramatically the efficiency.
Exactly.
That's a good idea. Very good idea. Today was an insightful day because we made a major step forward in product development. So we are already really looking forward to implement this new solution. Matteo, cheers! Cheers!
4 months later, Stefano's idea, agreed over a bowl of spaghetti, is about to become a reality.
Benvenuti. Bravi. Big day today because we are going to start building the new design of Watley based on the genius conception that we are going to have a round shaped machine. With these arches, basically, we follow the sun during the day. We are basically doubling the power. Ultimately, that means producing more water and faster.
We are ready for the tubes.
Okay? Guys?
These solar vacuum tubes should double the efficiency of the first prototype.
These are vacuum tubes. That means inside there is no air. They receive the direct heat of the sun. They heat up a piece of copper inside, so that heat goes directly into the central heater that eventually heats up the water.
Finally, to power the machine's systems, they fit custom-made electricity-producing panels.
Carefully, please. Ciao, bravo. Thank you. Thank you. This is the evolution of Watley. An amazing technology and an amazing design all together.
In Italy, Marco and his team have built a second prototype of their solar-powered water purifier, and it's ready to test.
Okay.
Bravo.
Bravo, Stefano.
Bravo, Stefano. Everything works fine, at least the electronics. So far, so good. The next stage is the real big thing, because now the machine is assembled, we have to test it. We have done everything we could to make Watley perfect, but now it can outperform the first version. We will place the machine outside, under the sun, and let's see how it works. Let's see.
I would not drink this water. There is sand, bacteria, viruses.
Most probably heavy metals. This will be of a benefit for potentially millions of people. If we fail, that means getting back again with the development of the machine. And I don't really want to think about it right now.
The machine has been in the sun all afternoon, and now we are testing the temperature, which is very, very important. Good or not?
This is a very good charge.
Really?
It works.
Grande.
Very good, guys.
Good.
Dai.
Their more powerful purifier can produce up to 150 litres a day. Now, to help get the world to invest in it, Marco wants endorsement from a water sanitation expert. But is their water pure enough?
After treating polluted water with Watley, I'm here to let this laboratory test it for us. The laboratory basically makes a chemical analysis. They establish how good is your water for human consumption. It's extremely tough. It's 1 microbe in a billion equals fail.
The following day, Marco and his engineers wait for the results of this critical test.
Nobody really knows what is going to happen. We just did what we could, and now it's up to the laboratory to give us their feedback.
Every one of us is a mix of being worried and excited.
Yes? Okay, what is the result? Excellent quality. Okay, thank you, Gianluca. That is one hell of a result. Wow, it's very cool. I'm very happy. That was the moment in which the dream could actually continue.
Paul Sherlock has inspected hundreds of water purifiers for NGOs, non-government organisations like Oxfam that tackle humanitarian issues.
The NGOs are one of the most important future customers. So it is an extremely important meeting.
I feel a little bit nervous because we have worked so hard on these machines.
If we please them, we have a business going on here and a possibility to make a huge social impact as well.
My word, that looks very spectacular.
I'll let you have a look into it.
Okay.
And we'll come back.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The sort of headlines I'm looking for today is how much water is it producing, and is it practical to use inside of a range of communities?
Paul, how was it?
It's a very interesting piece of kit. It's nicely designed, it's nicely compact, looks modern, all very positive things. There's lots of concerns that I have. You got to put it into the context of how would it fit into those villages in Africa. The sophistication of technology, the weight, it's probably going to be too heavy to get in and out. In terms of water flow, 150 litres is not very much.
You're right, 150 litres, one. But what about 1,000 of these machines in all Africa? One bicycle moves a Chinese person.
Yeah.
Millions of bicycles move China. Better to have 150 litres of clean water than having zero water.
Most of the NGOs wouldn't be very interested.
The NGOs, I'm sorry, are wasting billions of euros.
Yeah.
Out of €1 that I gave to a big NGO, 80% goes into the headquarters in Roma because they have marble on the floor.
Having worked in an NGO for 40 years, I disagree with you entirely about wasting money. All the agencies, and even when I was in the UNICEF, you get bothered every day by people who come in with a machine, they've done all the laboratory tests with it, and when you put it in the field, it doesn't work.
I understand.
I think the way that you prove a machine is that you put it into the field.
This kind of guy, they are the hardest to convince.
Thanks very much.
Ciao, Paul. Ciao. Because they have with them half a century of experience of things that they assume the only way to deal with certain problems are the ways they have seen before. I'm strongly convinced and absolutely confident that Watley will be a success in Africa.
Coming up, Marco takes his prototype to Africa, but will the charity experts be proved right?
This is the most delicate part of the entire journey. If one string fails, the project fails. No.
Marco has made it to Africa. He's here to prove that his water purifier prototype does work where it matters most, in villages forced to drink contaminated water.
Africa is the ultimate destination, the most difficult area in the world to test all the potential benefits.
Super excited. Finally, we are in Africa, which is quite a dream that come true.
I'm a little bit concerned about the weather, though. Hopefully, we are going to have some sun. Without sun, it's going to be tricky.
A rainstorm threatens to sabotage their mission before it even starts.
The majority of the countries in Africa are covered by the sun. The last thing you expect is raining. And Watley is not a boat. It's a solar machine.
For 6 months, we are now experiencing a heavy rain like this.
Amazing. So this is exceptional.
This is exceptional.
Wow. I'm very lucky to be here right now
Yeah.
in this exceptional situation. With the limited time we had, there was a moment in which I was worried.
After a 3-hour delay, Africa cuts them a break.
Very good news. The rain stops, the sun is shining. Now we need to go right away because we have a more than 2-hour trip.
The team head to Abenta, where hundreds of villagers face the prospect of drinking dirty water daily.
Clean water is a big, big issue. A lot of people will take water from streams. These streams are polluted. People defecate close to streams. There's farming chemicals that get washed into these things, and then people take that water and they drink it. This machine has to be able to survive, work, and be a positive influence in people's lives. As soon as something breaks, people in these communities will go straight back to what they know, and that's taking water from a stream.
We're approaching the village, final destination. This is where things get really serious.
These rutted dirt tracks will be the first test of just how robust Marco's prototype really is.
It's just extraordinary that what is here right now in Africa. Wow.
The machine has survived the journey, but it's still got to come off the truck.
This here,
Like there.
this is the most delicate part of the entire journey. If only one string fails, the project fails. Forward. Tell him more. Forward. More. No, but not like that. Like that.
Stop.
No.
No.
This way. No.
No.
No. Forward. Tell him more.
Finally, Marco's prototype is in front of the people he so desperately wants to help.
This is the very first opportunity for Watley to make a real impact on people in need.
It's dawn in Abenta. Villager Selena shows Marco and Matteo their main water source.
We are going to the forest.
Where you are collecting water, right?
Yeah. We come here, we fed this water for drinking.
Unbelievable.
That's the story. That's why we are here. That water is not drinkable. They can use it for washing the dishes or clothes, not for drinking. They do it because they don't have any alternative, and that's the reason why some of them, they die. Kids, they die of diarrhea, mostly due to the bacteria in the water.
This is real, and I want to stop this as soon as possible. Just.
Before he can demonstrate his Purifier's potential, Marco is summoned by the village elders.
Marco. We have brought here for you to see a machine that purifies water from any source of contamination. Clean, perfectly drinkable water for you and for your kids. It works with the sun and it's very easy to use. This is a first test just to see if people like the machine. And then if this test is successful, we will come back next year with a more powerful machine.
Now Marco and Matteo must prove their machine can solve Abenta's water crisis.
It's the future. I'm extremely nervous. There is something much more important than technology here. I want to know if this machine is going to be welcomed by the people. Now we need
water.
Dirty water. The water can be extremely dirty. It doesn't matter. If the sun shines, tomorrow we will have fresh water.
Soapy water.
Soapy water as well. Yes. Yes.
Dirty water is inside. Now we're gonna switch it on the machine.
At the end of the day, what we want is people smiling because you are bringing to them a solution to their lives. If this test is successful, I will commit myself to come back here with even a more ambitious project as soon as possible. It was a very emotional day today. The community here in Abenta is waiting for Wadley to produce some water. The sun was not strong today, so I'm a little bit concerned about tomorrow's production.
It's the day of reckoning for Marco and Matteo's solar-powered water purifier.
This is a very special day. Imagine this community being told yesterday that the machine works like this and actually being able today to see the water coming out, giving to them, I guess for the first time, clean water. It's a big, big question mark if Wadley actually produced something. But we'll open the tap and across my finger, if everything goes well, you will see my face.
Amen. 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 All what we are waiting for today is to see clean water out from this machine. So that's what we are looking forward to see now.
Here we go.
Lots of people.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
A little bit stressed right now. A little bit stressed. A few minutes from the truth. So let's see. This is a very important moment because today we are going to have clean, drinkable water. Suddenly, I had all the community around the machine waiting for it. Imagine it failed. Try to explain these people why. Let's see. Okay. I am extremely nervous. Yes.
Yes, here it is. You see?
Wow, look at it. You know, actually getting water was wow. It was a relief. You remember how was the water yesterday? Try this one.
Very nice.
Thank you. We did it. The first step.
Are you happy?
The smile of Selena or the other kids is gonna be with me for the rest of my life. They will never fade away. Never.
Amazing experience. I'm super happy for how it went.
We know we are gonna change the world. I don't give up. and I will not give up.
Since Marco returned to Italy, he's raised funds to build a vast solar purifier, providing 5,000 litres of water a day. He'll be ready to return to Africa very soon.
The point is that the energy that we need to run these machines is there. It's right up above you. It's called the sun, and it's available on the planet Earth to everybody.